Your husband just sat you down and he said to you, I love you, but I'm not in love with you anymore. You're so hurt by this statement that you can literally feel your heart breaking. What he's saying to you is, I care about you, but I'm no longer excited by you. In this video, I'm going to discuss what you can do and how you can react to this statement. Welcome back to my channel. Tasha Curry here, and I want to help you transform yourself so that you can transform your marriage, no matter how hopeless it seems. I heard this from my husband before we got separated, and I know how hard it can be to hear that statement. The first thing that we do is we usually cry. I know that's what I did. The first thing I did after I heard that was I cried. I ugly cried. And then I asked him what happened, why, how did he fall out of love with me, what did I do wrong? I blamed it all on me. The other side of that coin is you get angry. The first thing you do is you ask them, what's her name? Or you accuse them of cheating. The first thing that you just have to do is just stop. Just stop. Sometimes we don't even want to be honest with ourselves to know that this was a long time coming. Maybe you started falling out of love too, but because you believed in that promise, you just didn't say anything. Acknowledge what your partner just said to you, and you don't need to be needy in the process. Don't beg them to love you again, because it's not going to work, and it doesn't work that way. You have to bring back those feelings that your husband used to have for you. Sadly, so many people still feel that the feelings that you feel in the beginning of a relationship is supposed to stay forever. They don't. That nervous feeling, the feeling of butterflies, the feeling of excitement when the phone rings and you see it's them, that feeling goes away. A lot of times it is replaced with annoyance. You get annoyed when you see their name come up on the phone versus excited. If you still feel excited in your marriage, then great. But a lot of times as we grow up and grow in a relationship, those feelings change because we change. You have to go with the ebbs and flow in your relationship. Now, going back to what I said about making your spouse feel those feelings that they had, I can tell you right now, doing the things that you did before is not going to make those feelings come back. As I said, being in a long-term relationship, your relationship begins to evolve. You grow. Your relationship will grow. You both eventually will begin changing, either by choice or just by age. It's what we do. Sometimes we notice the changes, and sometimes we just don't. If you really want to continue a long-term relationship, you have to find the love between you two with the new version of yourself. Sometimes you might even hear your partner say that they don't like this new version of you and they want the old you back. But if you were married, let's say, to your partner when you were 18, at 30, you're going to be someone different. You're not going to be the same person that you were at 18. And now they have to learn to love the 30-year-old version of you. Long-term relationships take work. Any relationship takes work. We just celebrated us being together for 16 years in November. So I know long-term relationships take work. Now, when my husband said those words to me, that he was in love with me, but that he loved me but wasn't in love with me anymore, I knew he was unhappy. And he did tell me that I changed, but I changed to the worst version of me. It wasn't for betterment. It was really for the worst. I suffered from severe depression after my daughter was born. And I knew that I wasn't the Tasha that he knew because I didn't even recognize myself. The one thing, first and foremost, if you really want to get your marriage back from this point, you have to make a commitment. You have to make a commitment to your marriage and to work things out. Be in it for the long haul. And no, it's not going to be easy. Getting back those loving feelings, it takes time to get them back, but a moment to lose. And you don't even need your partner's conscious help to get those feelings back. For me, I know that I had to do a complete 180 in order to get my husband to fall back in love with me. The woman that I was I had to find her again. So it started with me actually getting out of bed and actually taking a shower. Yeah, I know, it was disgusting, but that's how deep in depression I was. And I know some of you are probably saying, well, he should have just been supportive and he should have been there for you. But when you are someone who don't even know what depression looks like, how can you help? When he tried to help, he didn't know how to help. So do you think it made things better? It didn't, because I was a difficult person to deal with. I didn't want him to touch me. I didn't want him to talk to me. I barely wanted him to even look at me. So when you're dealing with someone who's that difficult, what do you think is going to happen? Eventually, that person, or I should say me, I pushed him away so much that he was almost completely far gone. Why would he continue and keep helping if all I'm doing is pushing him away? So I just started slowly doing the things that I knew made me feel good. Started getting my hair done, started getting my nails done, started doing the things that made me happy. And day after day after day, I started changing. And then when my husband saw that I was laughing and joking and kind of coming back to the old Tasha, that was attractive to him, because he didn't like the Tasha that didn't want to do anything, didn't want to clean up, didn't want to wash clothes, didn't want to wash her ass. Like, he didn't want her. He wanted this Tasha, the Tasha that cared about her hygiene and the Tasha that cared about the way that she looked and cared about everything around her. And believe me, even then, he was still a bit standoffish, because he was kind of like, okay, I see the changes, but he didn't know if I was going to go back to the other girl. But just him seeing me change, it opened the door for us to be able to have more conversations and to air everything out. Communication is key. In any relationship, you need to have clear communication. You have to understand that you and your partner isn't perfect. And depending on how wounded they are, you have to let those wounds heal. Just take it slow. And with work and attention, your marriage will be happy and loving again. So I hope that you guys got value from this video, because I value your time. If you like this video, give it a like. If you would like to see more videos like this, please consider hitting that subscribe button and hit that notification bell to be notified for all the videos that I post. I also have a free guide called How to Not Get Divorced, and the link is in the description. And it's all the tips that I used myself to be able to rekindle and reconcile my marriage. Thank you guys for watching, and remember, love yourself, adore yourself, be yourself. Thank you, and I hope I get to see you in my next video.